Hello, Mark Anthony Group. My name is Natalie Bachman, and today I'm going to be interviewing for the position at Dillon's Distillery for their Spirits Development Program. I'm passionate about spirits and building a career in the industry because of the foundation laid during my childhood, actually. Being Italian, my family had a little shot of something special after dinner or in their coffee, and sometimes both at different celebrations and festivities. And my family didn't shy away from letting me try different types of alcohol from all around the world. And this really fostered an appreciation for all sorts of flavors and styles that were unique to different regions. Since then, I've enjoyed making wine on occasion. I got to work at KW Craft Cider, and I love to test out new cocktails on my family and friends at dinner parties. Part of what makes cocktails and spirits so fun for me is the near infinite number of combinations that you can make up, which really appeals to my background in chemistry. And in addition to that, you can really modify cocktails to suit different people's tastes. So if people like things a little more sweet, maybe you add a little bit of Saint Germain's if they want a floral, or you add a little bit of simple syrup if you don't want to add any other flavors and you just need that little bit of sweetness. What excites me about working in a guest-facing role at Dillon's is I would get the opportunity to interact with new and loyal customers. And I get to talk to them about the expansive offering of spirits at Dillon's. And this is exciting to me because I've been on the other side of tastings quite often, actually. I've brought many guests to Dillon's from both the region and out of province to enjoy an afternoon and a tasting, and it would be a fantastic time to get to deliver that experience to other people as well. So currently, I am wrapping up a Master of Science at Brock University under Dr. Jeffrey Atkinson. Before applying to Brock, I did research on universities from Memorial in Newfoundland to UBC out in Vancouver, British Columbia, and I was looking for professors who had similar interests to mine in their research. And when I found some professors that I felt we had common ground with, I sent out an email to them to see if they had any open positions for graduate students, and when they replied yes, I would set up a video phone call for the two of us. That way we could see if we had a connection, because to me having a connection with my professor was very important, because that's the person that was going to be mentoring me for at least 2 years. When I had the phone call with Dr. Atkinson, we had an amazing conversation, hit things off right away, and it's been a wonderful almost 3 years of researching under him. He's been a fantastic mentor. He's knowledgeable and passionate and enthusiastic, and I've enjoyed my time here so much. KW Craft Cider was probably the best team that I worked for, though. My boss, Mike, shared a lot of qualities that with Dr. Atkinson, and that he was incredibly enthusiastic and passionate about his work. With a degree in mechanical engineering, I believe, he actually set up a lot of the equipment and developed our labeler and bottle filler for use within the brewery. And on top of that, he was very adventurous and he liked to try new flavors. So if you've ever seen us in stores, or if you've ever seen them in stores, you'll see there's a little variety pack that you can pick up there, but the flavors that are offered are so much more than that. If you go to a bar and you see KW Craft Cider, there's a good chance that you can pick up some unique flavors you wouldn't find available at LCBO necessarily. And he liked to take feedback from us, so he would always let us try new flavors out and give him some constructive criticism or compliments when he nailed it. Like, his cherry cider was delicious the first time around, and it was so tart and juicy, just like a cherry should be, but it didn't overwhelm the apple flavors. The coworkers I worked with at KW Craft Cider were also amazing. They were encouraging, they were friendly, and they were big-time team players. So we were able to get a lot accomplished in shorter periods of time because you knew that the person you were working with was able to help you out. When we worked events, my coworkers were always very knowledgeable, and if you were ever unsure of something, when a customer asks you a question, you knew that the person you were with could back you up and help you out and fill in any gaps that you had, and you knew that they could rely on you for that as well. The two skills that I think are most important when it comes to customer service is product knowledge and communication. You should be able to understand what a customer wants and needs and be able to customize the experience for their unique situations. Each customer is different, so their experiences will be as well. Some customers, for instance, like a lot of information. That way they can have an informed decision, or it just gets them excited about the product. And some customers like to kind of be provided with a foundation and then be given time to think things over themselves. To make sure the customer is getting the best product for them, you need to have an excellent understanding of what goes into it and be able to provide the appropriate amount of information effectively. That way they feel like they know what they're getting themselves into. For me, great customer service comes from people who take the time and effort to help, even just a little bit extra. So on one occasion, we were sending out a sample to be evaluated by another lab, and this reaction was supposed to work as we've run it many times before, and it had always been very consistent, but unfortunately we got an unexpected result from the technician. So I reached out to her and I asked her some questions, and she was fantastic. She got back to me, she answered everything, and then she even went out of her way to reach out to a third lab and have them analyze the product as well. And it turns out there was just a little bit of an anomaly and everything was okay. But it was that little bit of time and that little bit of effort that she took that she could have just said, figure this out on your own. This is not my problem. But she reached out and she made the extra effort, and it helped me in a very big way. So if I were to look into selling Dillon's Dry Gin No. 7 to a retail liquor store manager, I would start with emphasizing some of their key principles. So the Niagara Peninsula is known for its wide range of farming types, from grapes to tender fruit. We actually have 90% of the tender fruit farming done in the Niagara Peninsula. But it's also home to rye gins, and Dillon's uses a 100% rye base in many of their liquors. Dillon's Dry Gin No. 7 is no exception. It is 100% rye gin from local farmers in the Niagara Peninsula, and you can probably get from the name, it is a traditional dry gin that is distilled through juniper and has some botanical notes as well. These notes are not overwhelming, which makes it perfect for drinking neat, on the rocks, or even mixing into some cocktails. And the flavors will not be overwhelmed or lost. So if you're looking to make it into a cocktail, it's not a vodka substitute where you're getting a flavorless mix. You're getting something extra added. You're adding some floral notes. What makes me the best candidate for the Dillon Spirit Development Program is partially my background in science and also the background I have in sales already. My background in science offers a unique perspective on the composition of spirits and what makes one distinct from another. This background has also provided me with the experience discussing complex topics with non-experts to garner an appreciation and understanding. My experience in sales comes from a variety of different fields, including the alcohol industry. By working in different industries, I've met people from all walks of life and have learned to communicate with them. I've also learned how to absorb information quickly and effectively so that it can be delivered well. And I've become very adaptable as I'm able to wear many different hats and give high quality results. I'd like to thank you so much for taking the time to watch my video interview, and I hope to hear from you soon.